Hello everybody, MicroSpecGamer here. So today I'll be doing another tier list, this time for the Pyro, and Pyro is my second favorite class in the game. Just because Flamethrower, like, who doesn't like burning people in the game? Pretty unique class as well. I mean, the spy is also unique, but don't get me wrong, burning people is probably the most satisfying, especially against spies. Sorry about the spy mains there, but I just like Pyro way more than almost any class aside from Scout. So I'm going to be discussing pretty much have the tiers all here: best, better than most, good, decent, situational, very situational, or underpowered. So I have all of them categorized here, and I'll be discussing which one should be going where. So first of all, I'm going to be going from left to right and see where I place them. If you guys agree or disagree, just leave it down in the comments below, and I'll be interested to actually hear your opinions. Don't forget to subscribe as well, it helps me a lot. So first of all, we have the Nostromo Napalmer. In this one, stock flamethrower, I just think it's one of the best flamethrowers you can have. It's a reskin of the basic one, but it also takes, I mean, some competitive people can just remove the model out of the game entirely, and you can just have nothing on the screen, just the flamethrower particles. This one takes the least amount of space on the screen, and it makes it easier to view all around the map without needing to do any additional commands. So, and it's overall good. You have enough air blasts. You can air blast up to 20 times, so you can air blast up to 10 times instead of the 8 times with the decrease here, which I'm going to discuss after. And this is just a solid best choice for Pyro as a primary, I would say. It depends on your playstyle as well. Then we have the Rain Blower, and I feel like it's the same weapon, but it takes far too much space on your screen. But to make it not too biased, I'm just going to be putting it right here. It's pretty much just a reskin, and it can get annoying. I mean, the rainbows, I mean, it's a cool effect, but you can't even see it. It pretty much is just the stock flamethrower, just with another skin on top. So I just feel like this one takes a bit too much space on the screen. That's like the only downside to it, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. As you can see here, it's pretty much the same as well. So then we have the backburner. The backburner is very situational, as in, it really depends on who you fight. I would put it actually at good, despite saying very situational, just because most enemies you fight will turn around, and it's an easy crit fest for you. You can just destroy enemies. Combined with the jetpack, you pretty much will be able to kill so many of them. The thermal thruster is very good combination with the backburner. I always do it in pubs. I just burn everyone from behind, go above them, and burn almost the entire team behind before they notice. So it's a very good combo. Just that, remember, you only have 4 air blasts instead of 10, which is a huge disadvantage, but still better than another one I'm going to talk about later. So now we have the decreaser. This was nerfed. I mean, it was changed so many times, but it was nerfed from before. It would have been at best, but now it's, I would say, good as well. The quick switch speed is pretty good, but you have to remember you cannot kill people with afterburn, which you only do 1 damage per second instead of the accumulated 4, I think. I'm not really sure exactly how much it is, but you don't do any back or afterburn damage. So you're gonna lose against other players pretty badly if you rely on afterburn damage with this one. The specialty about this one is to be good with the reserve shooter until it was nerfed, but now I would say the panic attack might be actually better, because you have a shorter switch time with the panic attack, so it might be better even. So this is just, I'm just gonna put it as good right now. Still worse than the backburner in my opinion, but it's right behind it. The Progestinator was nerfed, but I would put it I would put decent. Usually, it used to give you Uber when you were taunting, but you have like spies can still backstab you. You can get killed pretty easily by a minigun heavy if he's right at your face. And the crits do help in Saxton Hill mod or like in other mods, but not really in this. In the regular mod, that air blast is necessary for a pyro. Without air blast, you're weak to soldiers and pretty much any projectiles. Soldiers, Delmen, pretty much any projectiles destroys you completely. Makes pyro a huge grass cannon, but also you have to remember you have to build it up. And he still gets resistance. I mean, he still gets the thing he usually gets. And it's not really that good still. It's not as good as before. So let's see about the other one right there. And the next one is the Dragon's Fury. And this one is kind of a mixed bag for me, but I would put it's one of the hardest ones. It's like the direct hit for Pyro because you have to aim very well with the Flamethrower, which I never actually thought about a Flamethrower needing good accuracy. This one, it really depends. If you're going to be very good with it, but you have to remember, it's very hard to use. If you don't aim that well, I would not recommend you to use this one. But I would put it actually probably right here. It can deal so much damage, and you can also kill pyros far faster with this one instead of any other flamethrower. But also you can use a shotgun, which is pretty much a better alternative at that point. This would be good if you have the thermal thruster, because you don't have a shotgun after that. Then we have the stock flamethrower. I'm just going to place it here. Pretty much the same thing with both of these ones, and it takes a bit more screen space, but other than that, it's pretty much identical to the Nostromo here. Now we get to the secondaries. And the secondaries, we have the men melter. So this one, best in maps that you don't have any ammo or don't have engineers. It's decent, nothing too great. And it's good with the Progestinator just because you can just extinguish anyone when they have fire on them, and you can just build up crits, pile up crits on them as well. It helps a lot. So I'm just going to put it here with the Nostromo. Not the best one, but it is decent. The infinite ammo is useful if you're going to be lasting the longest one, and you somehow still have, and everyone ran out of ammo, which I don't think it would ever happen, honestly. Detonator. I use this one the most out of the flare guns. I'll just put it at, it might be a bias, but better than most. It has so many utilities. You can, it's like you can combine the thermal thruster, combined with the Scorch Shot, combined with the flare gun. It has way too many uses. I would actually put it here, but the thing is, I feel like it does have one weakness. Against pyros, it's just way too weak. But you can access to areas where you usually can't, but you do have to sacrifice a bit of your health. So you act like a miniature soldier. Then we have the hard-hitting flare gun. And this one, it really depends. It's a good combo with the Decreaser, but it's kind of, I would put it here, but it has less of a use than the Detonator. Pretty good one. It's still pretty good. The best damage dealing, burst damage dealing flare gun in the game. Then we have the Scorch Shot. In the Scorch Shot, I would put it here. I would say in between. You can take multiple beings or characters in fire if they're nearby each other. Also a huge knockback. Kind of forgot to mention that the Detonator also has that. If you detonate at the right time, you can also detonate mid-air, which is pretty useful. You can detonate multiple people with both of them, but this one you don't even have to touch them. You just have to detonate nearby them. It's like Delman's explosives, but he doesn't have to be in direct contact with them. Then we have the Gas Passer. Arguably the best one in MVM, but it's pretty bad in the actual game mode. So you can burn other pyros with it, but the build up is way too slow. I'll just put it as situational. It's an okay secondary, but it's definitely good in men versus machine. Then we have the reserve shooter. The overly nerfed weapon, probably best used with soldier now. Kind of feel bad for it. It was a very good combo, probably I would say almost overpowered with the degreaser. But now it's a bit situational. It will be right here. I would say now it's a downgrade to the other shotguns. Kind of a bummer. Also, you have less ammo, so you're pretty much going to be screwed against any other shotgun user, unless if they miss too many times. The thermal thruster, and this one gives Pyro the most mobility in the game, but you sacrifice on a very good ranged weapon, the flare gun or the shotgun. I would put it at good, just because you can get to areas where you usually can't, and this can also be a good combo with the back burner. So I'll just place it here. And you have to remember, you're very vulnerable against snipers. I mean, Pyro is already vulnerable against snipers if you're in an open area. But this makes him even more vulnerable, so because he has no ranged weapon at that point. So that's why you should be very careful if you use the thermal thruster. Then we have the stock shotgun. Pretty solid. I will just place it in between these two here, because this one has way more utility. This one is good against pyros and consistent damage. So no doubt, I don't think anyone would doubt me on this one. This is one of the best secondaries. You just cannot be as mobile with the pyro with that one. But it's very good against other pyros, or you want to finish someone off from a distance. Now this one. I'm actually surprised, but this one, I'll just put it here. It's a good combo with the regular flamethrower or any other flamethrower, because you'll probably beat almost any other character if you're up close to their face. Also, it's a good combo like burst damage weapon without risking to miss with the regular flare gun. So I'll put it here. The panic attack has a very quick load time, so you can just do it instantly and attack them at the same time. It works very good with the decreaser and even I actually tried it with the back burner and pretty much any other flamethrower. It's a pretty good combo. Now we get to the melees, and this is pretty much the one that Pyro usually underwhelms in. He doesn't have many good melee weapons. So the axe, it's okay. Nothing really great about it. I don't have anything to say about it. It's just rarely anyone uses it. They just use a reskin or they just use anything better. Now, this one right here. I don't know where to put it actually. Kind of hard to say. But this one right here, the Extinguisher, I put it. It was buffed. It's very powerful in Saxon Hills mod, but I'd actually put it good. Surprisingly, it was nerfed. It was pretty bad beforehand, but after the buff, I forgot the guy's name, but the Pyro main, Sketchek, I think his name is. He pretty much helped buff it, and the speed boost does help a lot, especially when the afterburn damage. So this is very good with any of the other flamethrowers except the greaser, because you can do more damage than a crit boosted axe. So this can be very useful. Also, you have a speed boost, gets flaming or afterburn damage, so it's pretty good that way. Then we have probably the worst weapon, I would say. It's just a horrible version of it's pretty much like the eviction notice for heavy. I don't know what to say about it, but the hot hand, it's just too weak. Anything else is better here. Even the stock axe can pretty much kill you if you use it. Like, it's a meme weapon at that point. It's underpowered. The lolly chop, I would put it slightly above this one. It's pretty much just a reskin. Just a better looking one, I would say. Now this one is just a reskin of the... You know what? I'm going to be placing it right here because they're both kind of identical. So I kind of forgot the name of it even. It's the Maul. The Maul is a reskin of the Homewrecker. I usually had it before, So this one is actually pretty good, although it's situational, doesn't mean it's bad. It's definitely a Pyro as in Pyro and Engineer combo. Very good. It makes Pyro very good with an Engineer. Makes Spies almost useless. It counters them very hard, especially if they try to zap the sentries or buildings. So these two are identical. The Moldo, I think, has a small advantage because of its looks. And for the next one, we have the Back Scratcher. And this one, I would actually put it at very good. It has almost no downsides. Best used for a solo Pyro, especially when there's health kits all over the place. Also, you have a hidden stat about this one. You can build your Uber quicker if a Pyro uses this. Use this one, he damages himself with the Scorch Shot or the Detonator, and he can give medics Uber pretty quickly. It's a very good feature, and I would say this might actually be, you know what, I'm going to put it here. It's just too good. You get a health bonus from health kits, so it's the best if you don't have a medic on your team, or maybe just use it for a medic Uber farm, which is way too good. Then we have well, this one you already know it's a rescan. I should have put it before. These two are identical. And the postal Pumbler is, I would say, not as good looking, but I guess if you want to be the mailman Pyro, I guess you can use this one. I remember having sets with the bonuses, but they removed it like 2013. Now the Pyro Jack. I use this one quite often because mobility is important and it makes Pyro even faster than usual. But I'll put it right here. Just too good for a melee weapon. It makes Pyro almost as fast, if not faster than Medic. I think it makes him slightly faster than Medic. Maybe not an overdose Medic, but definitely faster. This one just makes him very, very vulnerable to more damage. And I would use it to escape or maybe kill a spy, get the bonus health, and it does help a lot here. Then we have the Volcanic Fragment, and this one is a complete, very situational. I'll just put it here. It's good in medieval mode. Maybe if you want to team up with the Scout, Sun on a Stick, that would be a good combo. But it's pretty underpowered because Flamethrower, if you're going to use this one, why not use a Flamethrower? It pretty much is, it damages better, you have better range, and you're not risking yourself up close to the enemy's face. Also, it's better to just use the Extinguisher if you guys are going to use this one. It does more damage and it's better. This one does even less damage. Then we have the Neon Annihilator, and this one, pretty good. It's mostly used by Pyro Sharks, but it's also pretty good. I put it right here. Not many water maps, but in the water, I mean, most enemies will use a gun. If you're only using a gun against a Pyro and they see this, I think they're pretty dumb at that point. Because you will die almost instantly. It's a critical hit, 105 damage per hit, so... But how much it does, let's actually see. I'm gonna see right now. Actually, it does 156. That was my mistake there. 156 damage. It can pretty much kill a medic in one shot. So, best if you guys see this Pyro underwater, you have to use your gun. This is why a shotgun might be useful with another Pyro in case if they have any of the other melee weapons, or just use your ranged weapon if you see a Pyro with this one. That's why I put it to decent, because it's very easy to counter. It's good against Demo Knights, but other than that, you're pretty much gonna die. And a third degree. This one is the only weapon in the game that has no downside. The Solar Bow was the other one, but they nerfed it. They made it 10% slower hitting speed. Now this one, I'll put it very situational. It might sound crazy, but I put it right here. From looks of it, I'm just checking right now if it has any downsides, because I very use this weapon. There's no downside to this weapon. Like, how is this? This is the only weapon that is technically a direct upgrade to the regular axe. Every time you hit someone that heals a medic, or I mean heals, has an Uber chain, which medic heals a target, if you hit the target, it gets healed, it will also hit the medic and kill them most likely. You can kill a chain of medics, but the thing is, it's way too risky in an actual fight, so this is why it's very situational. Despite it being an upgrade, pretty much the only weapon that has no downside in the game. I'm not even sure how they didn't put a downside to it, but I can see why. It's very situational. It's like a side upgrade. I can't even tell you exactly what it is, but it's just very situational. Not really good, even if it's a direct upgrade. And that'll be the end of the video, guys. I hope you. I just want to see your opinions on this, and if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.